Hello and welcome to the Cat Collective. I'm Nina, I'm the channel for this channel, and let's start. I just got Follow Your Rain. Okay. Scavenge. I hope I pronounced that right, but you know what that word is. That one? Yes. Ghosts. Okay. And sacred space. Anomaly, yay! Yeah, I'm gonna keep it just because. Whoa. Okay. Oh, so I pulled more. It doesn't matter. I just wanted to say I pulled up the deck and then the cards fell out, but I want to see. I want you to see that I'm shuffling here. So okay, a lot of activity though. Magic, yeah. What an activity, right? Oh, okay, this one. But that was almost that was in this way, right? And this one. Okay. I'm not finished just yet. I feel a bit pressured, you know, like time pressure. You know, as if you are waiting for your reading, and I'm still shuffling and pulling the cards and everything, and yeah, inner peace. Oh yeah. Oh, magician. Oh, I love this card. I don't think it ever came up during one of my readings. I love that. Oh, with the roots. So let's keep the anomaly and the magician on the table, just next to us. Okay. So, those. Well, let's see. Yeah, so it feels to me as if you feel like a drifter that is just taking whatever they find, right? It's a bit like this crow. And maybe even something that some tins that have been already opened, and you are still having a look if you can find something useful in what's left over inside them, right? And it might not be the nicest thing to do as well, you know, if you are digging in there. It's like could be moldy and everything, you know. It could be your inner rests or tin cans that you are looking at, and just, you know, examining if you can find something. It feels to me that there's this you're trying to find something inside of you that still needs healing, right? It feels, you know, because if they are completely empty, they can be thrown out, and they can be classified as trash, which I think is interesting, because do we really know where the trash goes? Because a lot of it is actually just somewhere a pile, you know, that's getting bigger and bigger. I'm getting this with Futurama, where there's an extra planet that's full of trash. I don't know if you know that, but yeah, I just thought that, you know, it just goes somewhere else, right? And I think you want to make something useful with it. So it could be that you are just wanting to get to the depth of your healing, and then make something useful of it. You know, it's not like classifying those tins as trash, but maybe making art with it, or just something useful, maybe a lamp, or I don't know. maybe even whatever. So whatever comes into your mind with this. And this feels literally like a ghost hunt. And a ghost is it's often something only a few people can perceive. And I feel that in this case it's just you. It could be that in literal terms you would maybe like to see ghosts, or spirits, or just some something not from this planet, right? But it also could be that you are tired of just seeing ghosts, and it could have something to do with your healing, because if you are looking into yourself and you're digging deeper and deeper, it can be a loop that is constantly there, and then you start to see or perceive things that might not be accurate. It could be that you are trying to figure this out. In a way, I also feel that the feeling side of this is also causing you to have some issues in your sacred space, because this is a nest, right? And the eggs in there are you, I want to say, right? So you are maybe hiding away in your sacred space, but eventually I feel that some ghosts are penetrating the walls, which usually can't be penetrated, and making you uncomfortable. And that is more or less your own, all the rest that is, all the leftovers in the tins that's creeping up. And sometimes you just have to sit with it and just wait until those ghosts have passed your environment, and then they leave again, right? But they certainly will make themselves known more if you ignore them, right? And because they look, those crows, the parents, right? They look caring, but they also look very down. And maybe this has something to do with you. Maybe it's something that you inherited. The outlook of life, like your parents, right? And so what it all comes down to, what you just want to achieve, is some inner peace, right? And it could be that with not so much with the magic, but more with those. Usually, this energy field in this person is a very distinct and important one, right? I feel that it's your core, right? But I feel that with those the steps here, 1, 2, 3, in reverse, I have the feeling that there might be something that you are beating yourself up about regarding your life path, right? Because with all the way it came up, and with parents, it could be that you have a life path that you didn't walk because you didn't have a sacred space. Maybe the way you were brought up was not sacred, a sacred space. Maybe it was more a fight, more like this, poverty. I do get, right? And this alone, poverty alone, is already a disadvantage. And then I get this follow your rain thing, maybe it's just something you need to be aware of, that this is maybe holding you back, but also maybe holding you back or holding you sad, this is maybe the cloud that is forming the rain around you, that you feel that you never had a privilege like others, maybe, right? Or maybe you had and you didn't see it, right? Because I'm seeing that, so if you are feeling that you didn't make the most of yourself. I feel that this could be what's the rain, right? Then maybe you need to look back at everything you learned within a life that was full of bad weather, right? Maybe you have an ability to form an energetic umbrella to create a sacred space and be sheltered in weather that is not the best, right? But maybe you are also able to endure much more things than others could. Others who might always have had something like a stable, sacred space that has been provided externally, right? But most of all, with the pressure and the feeling that I need to rush, I think that's your timing. Your timing, that you think you need to achieve certain things by a certain age, and after that, what's left over, the time maybe that has already been played out. Maybe you are not the youngest anymore, and you think to yourself, well, look at all the years. Maybe this each tin is 10 or 5 years, and you look inside your past, or you look at your past and you think, well, look at all the life I've already lived. What is the point here, right? Or what, I should have achieved something more. Maybe you are feeling pressured by outwards achievements, because it could be that's what we always see in others. We just perceive we don't perceive the inner things. We just perceive the achievements of others and what they have reached, maybe in a shorter life span than you have, and you feel that you have wasted your time. But is that the truth? I want to say no, of course. And it could be that with the pain and rain, right, that has been caused in your life, it might be that you also feel at certain times that you want to have success because you want to be looked at someone who is successful, to have maybe a bit of a revenge feeling. It's like what they always say, success is the best revenge. That's what people always say whenever someone is about to do something harmful to themselves. Usually when we have been hurt, right, we are tempted to even enhance it by being not as nice to ourselves, and maybe trying to just deny it, or cope with it with coping mechanisms, which are drugs or whatnot, or foods, whatever, behaviors. It could be, something, those very hurtful emotions, they trigger very intense reactions, right? And then if you have a support group of friends or family or whatnot, and they say, well, look, success is the best revenge, it could be that you are feeling double the pressure, because you might think to yourself, look, I'm a freaking loser, I haven't achieved anything in my life, right? So I feel that this could be what you are saying to yourself, and then you might not want to proceed this as well, because the time pressure behind it is what is causing you double the issue. But I think success is not the best revenge, because this is something external that you rely on. And yes, it might be soothing to know that if you were successful in any way, right, maybe the academic route of having some title that is nice, or maybe just money, right? Because that's That's always something, you know, a position of power, right? Or just something else, a specific talent, look, anything that can be labeled as successful. Maybe even a family. So for some people, this can be something that they take a lot of pride in. Even though most commonly people say, oh yeah, it's a lot of... so a family is a lot of hardship and work and whatnot, right? But that's the success maybe. So it can be in any area. But I want to say, what it all comes down to is inner peace, right? Is the best revenge. Because if you don't rely on anything externally, and you can stay peaceful and, you know, centered and true to yourself, and maybe even just something, a good person maybe, you know, if you don't get dragged down into the lower experiences of life, like revenge itself is, I want to say, right? Because you are bitter, right? But if you can let that go, and even despite anything that you might not be just yet or in general, then you achieve inner peace. Then you don't need any talent, anything else that even separates you from, or not separates, but, you know, even, I want to say, even a individualistic route of alternative living or alternative success, right? So could be also something that you don't need, right? Because this can create pressure as well, you know. Anything that is success or just external, if you just can let that go, then, and reach the state of inner peace and not particularly happiness, but just being okay with everything, you know, then that's the best revenge. Because you don't need revenge anymore. Because you don't need anything except for your own little world. You don't need to look at what's left in your tin. You can just be, right? And then we have the magic, and I feel that because it's in the center point, those two are coming up, right? They are special. I feel that your specialty that you might not have, that you didn't see is the roots here. I was drawn to when I first saw the card, and this looks like a wheel of fortune, right? I think the roots are what you have been building so far. And even if your plant that is maybe just now breaking through the soil and reaching daylight, the roots are so much more important. And a lot of people who have success early on, they are blossoming and growing so quickly. They don't have that many roots. And I feel this is wisdom, right? If you look at this magician with the long gray beard, he reminds me a bit of Dumbledore, right? Just, you know, sometimes it just takes that much. But I don't want to say, I didn't want to say Dumbledore. Because this again could be someone you if you wanna take this as a figure, no, it's you. No comparisons. So again, if you mention someone else, it's a comparison, or it could lead to a comparison, and you don't want that. Yeah, I think you want to be your own plant, right? And when you don't feel the pressure of time behind you anymore, then suddenly you have more time, which is strange, isn't it? It's just because you don't feel that that you need to rush, yeah, right? It could be that you might have been desperate to find something or to pursue something, when in fact a lot of magic itself is something that unfolds over time and requires patience. And if you feel that outwardly and time-wise you need to achieve something yesterday, then you might miss something. You might miss certain details that might have that you might have that you are overlooking somehow because you are so pressured. And if you see this, that's a gift as well, to be different. And weirdly enough, we all try to individualize ourselves so much. Everybody wants to be different or special, or maybe even privileged at some point, right? Because in a way, we are working towards achieving a status of privilege, which would be maybe money, right? That it creates a disconnect between you and others. If you have achieved a status of privilege, you might be tempted or fearful of losing it. But if you haven't achieved it, right, any status of privilege, then you don't need, you are not inclined to lose it, and then this fear is also not in your life. But you are also much more peaceful because you can observe what this really means. And for people who are privileged, they might be totally lost in the attempt to stay privileged. It's like, if you have accumulated a lot of money, you might be scared of losing it again, or you want to make more money, right? So you can be certain that even in the future you will be like that. And some people who are extraordinarily beautiful, they might be really worried or fearful about losing their beauty as they get older, and which I think is totally not applicable, because I personally, that's just a personal opinion, but I feel that their age doesn't define beauty. We think that in our society, because we always it's just being portrayed a certain age, right? But I personally feel that there are so many, especially so many older people that are really beautiful, especially when they are old, you know. It's this inner peace that shines through the life experience and the energy they emit that makes them beautiful. That's the magic, right? And also with this, right? It's a type of status to achieve as well, to have experience, right? I don't think that this person would be so someone of status, so to say, if he were to be younger. I think there needs to be certain experience and everything to really form the beauty. And there's something about the spark in someone's eyes, you know, when they are. And it's not about, people always think it's about achieving the, you know, staying young, you know, or they have a young expression. And no, I feel that it's the peace that is shining through, right? And the wisdom and everything. So, but what I meant to say is that people might be tempted to stay where they are and fight for it. And then plastic surgery is coming into place, where people are, in my opinion, lots of people are just messing with what they were naturally given, and it was perfect the way it was. But I also don't want to cause someone who might have gone through things like that and regrets that to feel bad, right? Because that might happen too. But it's all, again, a lesson, right? And all I want to say is that achieving a state of peace is the success you have needed. And it is a gift to have it, to have the insights and the depth to witness society and what makes people work, to observe that and to come to a conclusion that there's a layer that a lot of people only achieve when they're very old, because then they have achieved everything, but they might also have lost a lot of things, you know, because sometimes it happens that you lose what you were most proud of, and then you get humbled by life. And it's literally that could be rain, right? That could be the rain again. But going through things like that and then coming out of it and then being humble and peaceful, that's the real success that not many people achieve, which is a privilege. But then it could be that your little bit that you were meant to find is just that, you know, in all your tins of life, is that you can help spreading the word of this and helping people be privileged, to be privileged, right? And then you also see that a privilege is very lonely because it separates you from others. But achieving something together, and it just amplifies your strength, everybody else's strength too. And then what you have created is not particularly a privilege. which is also, I want to say, a bit of a shadow. No, we have created a holistic environment that is not just filled with light, but also with shadows. But it's whole, right? Like this real, like earth, like everything. Yeah. So I hope that helped. Let's see. I'm gonna wrap it up with some cards, and then compassion. Oh yeah, and intuition. Okay, all the nice words. Well, I'm not going into them right now, but yeah, compassion. I'm just noticing the dragonfly up there holding the moon, which is interesting. That's a beautiful card, just beautiful. And your dreams need a practical plan, and adjustments are required. Okay, well, I guess, I think this reading helped you to adjust some things, and maybe I hope that you got some insights out of it. And let's see who this reading is for. I just let those wrapping cards stand the way that they are, and I hope they are just doing what they are meant to do, without me adding anything on it. Without me adding anything to them. So yeah, Libra. Okay, yeah, well, I hope this was helpful again, and additional info is in the little box below, and see you next time. Bye bye.